Very good everybody, and welcome to another video. This is your favorite funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. Today's flight will take us to the United States, Arizona, and well, a little bit to Utah, but that's where we're going to be landing, but just barely over the border with Utah. So basically we'll be flying Arizona from the Grand Canyon National Park to Monument Valley. So we'll be flying pretty much to the east of the Grand Canyon towards Page, and then we'll carry on. So we're going to do a VFR style flight, but I'm not very familiar with VFR flights when it comes to ATC and everything, so we'll see how that goes. We did file a flight plan, but we're not going to be VFR. We're using the Coronado Cessna Skymaster 337H. It's a lovely little aircraft with two props, one in front and one on the back. Let's get the image here out of the way. Right, looks like we're in the simulator. Okay, so this is the aircraft that we'll be using today. I chose this because it's a cute little airplane and it has the wings on top of the fuselage, which makes it a little bit easier to look out of the window for us should we want to do so. So there's the second engine on the back. There's not a whole lot that I can tell you about it, but there's lots of information online. I just felt like flying the sucker, and what I know I will share with you, and what I don't, I don't. But here she is, parked at the Grand Canyon National Park airport. We're using real-world time and real-world weather, and we'll also be using the Aerosoft Simple Traffic tool. But as you can see, it has not spawned in any aircraft. And I was told this is actually quite a busy airport because obviously lots of flights coming from here will be flying in the area of the Grand Canyon, doing Grand Canyon tours and everything. And in that sense, it's expected to be quite a busy airport. Alright, so let's just jump on in. It's been a while since I've flown this aircraft. I remember, I think the fuel's on the top. That light, let's also turn on the beacon. Now the avionics switch is this one right here. And let's start up Saint Engines AI as well. So I'm starting up the Saint Engines AI, and it comes with a huge warning. Attention all aircraft, Microsoft Azure experiencing global outage, cascading effects to voice providers, AI providers, government weather providers, and more. The entire internet is experiencing cascading issues. We are monitoring and rerouting as best as we can. So we will consider ourselves warned. Just quickly have to set something up here. That's our call sign, Whisky Papa 812. And I believe that should be it. And just restart new flight. I'm sorry, this is off the screen for you guys. And let us change the GPS. Can we get a co-pilot with us? That would be nice. Shower height. Also, we only show on the outside. That's a little bit lame. New version available. Okay. We'll not use that right now. Flight plan. So Grand Canyon National Park. Let's go menu and import from Siem Reap main take. Okay. So do we have ATIS 124.3? Just setting up some camera views here. Alright, I don't think we'll actually be using this one. We might use it for the checklist, takeoff checklist. Well, let's forget about this thing. Alright, so 124.3, let's see. Oops. 124.3.
Parting runway 3. Wind 060 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 10. Altimeter 299 Density altitude 38100 feet. Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf. Grand Canyon National Park Airport, information Golf. 1802 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 3. Wind 060 at 7. Visibility 10. Sky conditions, clear. Temperature 15. Dew point 10. Altimeter 299 Density altitude 38100 feet.
Sounds like a very good weather.
Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf.
So we have 299 10
Grand Canyon National Park Airport.
10 nautical miles
information
visibility.
Golf.
Not a lot of
1802
wind.
Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 3.
And we have
Wind
clear skies.
060 at 7. Visibility 10.
Canyon
Sky
ground
conditions,
121.9.
Temperature 15. Dew point 10. Altimeter 299 Density altitude 38100 feet. Advise on initial contact. You have information Golf. Grand Canyon National Park Airport, information Golf. 1802 Zulu. Arriving and departing runway 3. Wind.
So let's put the ATIS 124 decimal. What's that beeping? Um, 124.3.
Zulu.
Alright, so there we can monitor that. That's cool. So 119.0 ground 121.9. So departing runway is 03. And the winds are today 060 to 7 knots. It should be fine. We have 10 nautical miles visibility, clear skies. Altimeter is 299 to 15 degrees centigrade. We have the information Golf.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by. cleared to Las Vegas on the Park 4 departure, leaving on runway 21, initial climb to 10,000. Departure on 124.85, squawk 1522, Aerostar, 5 Delta Foxtrot.
Alright, sorry about that. Just look outside. Oh, we have a little Cessna C4 probably. Okay, so there's some traffic. That's nice. Alright, so let's not drain the batteries. So I suggest we get our clearance. Was there anything we could do with this? Whether I don't think it works. Some aircraft, they give you some extra options by the developers. I don't think it's working, but it's clear skies anyway. So 29902. Ground Cessna 337 Hotel Callsign Whisky Papa 812 with information Golf. We're looking for a VFR flight to Uniform Tango 25 via Page Municipal and Page VOR. So departing northeast. Grand Canyon ground, Whiskey 4 Papa 812. Well, there might be nowhere to see today. And we'll be using, we can try VOR flying. Let me show you. So this is the SkyVector's website, SkyVector website. You can make an account here if you want, but do not file a flight plan. I always say that because this is actually used in real life, and pilots can actually file a flight plan. But if you do not fly it, then the local authorities will probably get into touch with you, and you're probably breaking some laws. So be very careful when you're on this website not to you can create flight plans, but do not file them. Alright, so this is our location, Grand Canyon National Park. So we'll be taking off, let's say an outbound radio on the VOR here, 020 degrees for 68 nautical miles. And there's also a VOR at page 116.45. So we could set 116.45 in the nav2. And for the outbound frequency, we'll use the Grand Canyon VOR 111.65. All right. Tower Whiskey for Papa 812 with information Golf requesting VFR to Uniform Tango 25 departing northeast.
Whiskey Papa 812, VFR to UT25 approved. Runway 21, taxi via Alpha. Maintain 10,000, advise ready for taxi.
Runway 21 via Alpha and maintain 10,000. Whiskey Papa 812. It's interesting that they're giving us runway 21. Let's have a look at the weather conditions right now. Waypoint information, weather data. .031, so the altimeter in the simulator was actually correct. So let's go by what the simulator is doing. Now the wind 080 at 6 knots. So why they're giving us a runway 21 is not clear to me. Ground Whiskey for Papa 812. What's the local QNH, please? We seem to get conflicting weather reports here. So can you please confirm the local QNH, Whiskey Papa 812?
Whiskey Papa 812, unable to provide QNH. Advise ready for taxi.
Alright, then let's get the show on the road. Let's see, nav has 111.65 and the standby is 116.45. Right, so those are the ones we'll be using. So let's try VOR to VOR. So there'll be an outbound radio of 020 degrees. I'm not sure that we set this one to 020. We could try and then maybe fly back course if we need. Right, so let's start up the engines. Let's close the window. Actually, clear prop. We don't maul off anyone's ponytail or something. Alright, so make sure to full feathers as well and just break the throttle a little bit. Let's see if we can get the first engine to start. Let's wait a little bit and first get some fuel in the system. Right, engine number 2. So that's the one behind us. Maybe you can see it like this. Look.
VFR clearance departing to the north runway 3 with information Quebec.
Okay, so set to VOR. So VLOC is VOR, and so the course deviation indicator button. Either GPS or nav, and nav in this case is called VLOC 1. And you can see also that now we have a from arrow, and that will go in GPS mode. Right, so we're at VOR. Then runway 21, let's have a look. It's actually right here, by Alpha 1. Now for the wind. We should actually take runway 03. Ground, Whiskey Papa 812, the wind is coming from 060. We would like to request takeoff 03. Got our taxi lights as well. Let's do one stage of flaps. Ground, Whiskey Papa 812 requesting departure for runway 03 due to wind change.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 03 approved. Taxi via Alpha. Advise ready for taxi.
Taxi via Alpha, advise ready for taxi. We're ready for taxi. Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 3, taxi via Alpha, Alpha 6.
Alpha 6. Whiskey Papa 812. So the field elevation here is quite high, 6,040 something, 6,533. Parking brake release. Okay, so she's quite sensitive on the no dual steering. Squawk, that's a good point. We don't have any squawk going on. Okay, this looks a little bit funny. we're not receiving the VOR that we're flying to just yet. So you can see that on the DME window here. So if we change to the current VOR,
Flags Jeff ground.
then we got 0.5 nautical miles distance.
Requests IFR clearance 2 Flagstaff is filed.
So we'll leave it on this VOR for now.
Give me just a minute. Caravan 765, you still have an open flight plan. Please be sure to close that one first via the new flight button.
I'm not sure if we can set an altitude in this airplane. I don't think so. For the autopilot, so I guess we just have to monitor ourselves and have her hold the climb at 10,000 feet.
Whiskey Papa 812, contact tower on 119.0, safe flight.
119.0. Bye-bye. Tower, Whiskey Papa 812, holding short runway 03, ready for departure.
Whiskey Papa 812, Canyon Tower, runway 3, hold short, Yankee on the runway.
Holding short 03, Whiskey Papa 812. That must have been coincidence, because usually St. Ange's AI has no clue what's going on traffic-wise, or at least it looks like it to me. Maybe there's lots of options that I can still look into.
Whiskey Papa 812, runway 3, wind 060 at 7. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff 03, Whiskey Papa 812. So did we have a departure frequency or anything? I don't think so. Los Angeles Center perhaps, well, we'll see. So let's turn on the landing lights. Alright, let's get going. Definitely feeling that wind from the right. Well, that's takeoff. Gear up. Let's see if we can fly the back course 020 degrees. Looks like it, so we're flying away from our VOR. Now, would be nice if we go nose up a little bit more. Flaps up. We're keeping the mix a little bit in the middle at this altitude. So you can see here the VOR is pointing to 020 degrees. So slightly to the right of the track. And our own. So looking there, I guess we could definitely benefit from a little bit of altitude. So oops, let's not climb too fast. So flying away from the VOR. And we should keep on going for approximately 68 nautical miles into heading of a track of 020 degrees.
812, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved. So Whiskey Papa 812. Bye bye.
Whiskey Papa 812, not clear what you said. Say again.
Affirmative, Whiskey Papa 812.
Whiskey Papa 812, say intentions.
Whiskey Papa 812, disregard less transmission.
Whiskey Papa 812, last transmission disregarded, say intentions.
Actually, we were just confirming the handoff to the frequency change, that's all. Whiskey Papa 812. Bye-bye. So it's 10 nautical miles in from the VOR. 122.905.
KGCN 55 Tango Quebec.
Let's actually hold the altitude here. A nice and dramatic view. Let's put 116.45 in our nav 2. And then we can monitor. Check if there's any signal receiving, but there is none. So we'll stay on the outbound radial 20 degrees. Let's sync the heading bug just in case all of a sudden we might need heading for some reason or whatsoever. Something tells me you do not want to get an engine trouble in this area. Maybe you could land over here somewhere relatively safely. Definitely some turbulence going on now. That's some dramatic scenery for sure, man. Double check the next VOR, and let's do that together. Sandersville, Sky Vector. This does not have GPS, it doesn't know where we are. All we know is that we're trying to be on a track between our starting position and Page. And it should be 68 nautical miles, and our track should be 020, outbound on this VOR station right here at Grand Canyon National Park. Page, it's saying here 116.45, 116.45, and that's absolutely dialed in. So that's spot on. That's correct. Let's actually also get the next frequency after that. Oh no, there was none. Right. So we're good. So let's go back. So maybe we'll only start receiving signal at 25 nautical miles, I don't know. We're now at 27 out of 68. So probably it's around 25 miles, if it works at all. Sometimes it doesn't work in the simulator. Do have an outside air temperature. It was like 15 degrees down below. So up here it's, what is it, 10 degrees. Not even that bad. There's it receiving, started at 40 miles I think. So let's see. It's counting down, 38, it's looking good. Maybe just leave it on like this. So basically we're flying between nav1 and nav2 radios. So that nav1 is showing us the outbound, nav2 is showing us the inbound. That's pretty sweet. That calls for a little bit of country music. What do you think? Looking at this landscape. So let's see how far we can stretch our previous VOR station. It's now at almost at 40 nautical miles. So the second leg from page, but we could maybe do some deviations if you want. So we're not tied to our flight plan completely. So the leg from page to basically to Utah. Let me show you. So here's Utah, here's Arizona state border. So just barely over the border, there's our airport in Utah. And as it's called, the Uniform Tango 25 instead of Alpha Zulu 25 or whatever. So that's 60 nautical miles. We already know that this one will last for about 40 miles. So without any other VOR stations here or ADF, it's going to be a problem. But nothing we can't handle. We still have the GPS as a backup anyway, so right, so let's get back into the cockpit. Okay, so 44.6 miles in and 23 miles out. So the outbound radial from Page will be 072 degrees. Nice to see all those little sandy roads. On this side as well. So when you're a mountain and you have all the time in the world, well, this is what you do. Okay, so we're 19 miles out. Let's maybe keep it at this VOR now, or at nav 2. Uniform Tango 25. I don't think it has any charts. Approach taxi. Nothing there. We're not quite on the track here. Let's see what this is saying. Here as well. Anyway. So 60 nautical miles, 072 degrees. And I wanted to see if this one here has charts, perhaps. Doesn't quite look like it. Alright, we'll make do. So 13 miles, let's head this to the nav 1 as well. We're on 645. The altimeter changed all of a sudden here. So this is actually going to the direction of the VOR, so let's do that for a bit. So we drifted off. I also noticed that the nav was at some point no longer engaged. Not sure when that happened and why. Obviously a thing to always look out for. Right, so we're 10 miles out from the airport. But we're just going to overfly the VOR. That looks like a dam there. Let's check with St. Engines AI. And I'll go to options. Intercom. And then we can select a tour guide. And let's go with Jeff. He's professional. So let's see what this does. Hey Jeff, check 1 2. Can you hear me?
At 1 o'clock, about 10 miles out, you'll spot the Glen Canyon Dam Bridge. This impressive steel arch bridge was completed in 1959. It was a critical part of the Glen Canyon Dam project, which helped create Lake Powell. Feet across the Colorado River, and was, at the time of its completion, the highest arch bridge in the world. Engineers built it to allow construction equipment and materials to cross the deep canyon.
That's the airport.
Today is a vital route for travelers heading to Page, Arizona.
That was awesome, man.
Clear, I can hear you just fine.
I feel like we're in Jurassic Park. Oh, there's the dam. Jeff, can you repeat the information about the dam, please?
Absolutely. The Glen Canyon Dam Bridge, completed in 1959, is a steel arch bridge that was essential for building the Glen Canyon Dam and creating Lake Powell. Spanning 1,271 feet across the Colorado River, it was the highest arch bridge in the world at the time. The bridge allowed construction equipment to cross the deep canyon and now serves as a key route for travelers heading
Thank you. Alright, so we are 4 miles from the VOR. So let's stand by to do a right turn, and then we'll take a outbound radial of 072 degrees from the page VOR right here. So in a little bit we should probably reach like an outage. So this little directional arrow, the white arrow there, should probably go for a second once we are actually overhead and within like the blind spot, if you will. Let's dial in 072 degrees on the heading. So 1.3 nautical miles, 1.4, 1.3. We're not that high up, so this number will go down a little bit further. There it goes, no signal. .072 degrees, and let's go nav. And it looks like we're not turning. Let's try that again. Nav. Do back course. Not sure. Okay, so heading first. So there's the dam. Cool, man. Try and intercept the outbound radio now using heading mode. So basically we're flying towards the course deviation indicator here, or the yellow bar. I'm just not getting this. Let's go a little more extreme. Looks like we're drifting quite a lot, but we're still very close by, 4 miles only. So 11645, that is still the current VOR, 4.7 nautical miles. And I think here the bar is finally coming, and we're switching from heading to nav. So we weren't suspended. I'm not sure if we will stay suspended then. But it's now going to follow the outbound 072 radio.
Since we're just east of Page, Arizona, let me tell you a bit about the city itself. Page was founded in 1957 as a housing community for workers building the Glen Canyon Dam, and it quickly grew into a hub for exploring the surrounding natural wonders. The city sits on a mesa above the Colorado River and is now a gateway for visitors heading to Lake Powell, Antelope Canyon and Horseshoe Bend. Aviation enthusiasts might appreciate that Page Municipal Airport, KPGA, serves as a vital link for the region, offering incredible aerial views of the dramatic landscape.
And Jeff, I heard there's also some condors in the area. Is there anything you can tell us about the birds of prey that you will find here in this area?
Absolutely. This region is home to the California condor, one of the world's largest flying birds, which was reintroduced here after nearly going extinct. You'll also spot golden eagles, peregrine falcons, and red-tailed hawks soaring above the canyons. These birds of prey take advantage of the thermals and dramatic cliffs for hunting and nesting. The condor in particular is a real treat for birdwatchers. Its wingspan can reach up to 9.5 feet, making it unmistakable in flight.
That's pretty cool, man. And Jeff, thank you so much, man. Do you also know if there's like snakes in the area? Surely there must be snakes. Like, what types of snakes can we find here?
Absolutely, there are several species of snakes in this region, including the western diamondback rattlesnake, gopher snake, and the glossy snake, all of which are well adapted to the arid desert environment.
So flight track on, autopilot on, nav 1, following nav 1, and we are at nav and altitude hold. So for now we're in a good place. We are 11.5 nautical miles out, and it looks like we are on the 072 outbound radial. We should be able to tell on our map as well, saying we're following track 076, but it's sort of along the line of what we want. Now, obviously these are not very precise. This is just eyeballing 60, 65, 70, maybe. That's not a lot. Now when the sun actually hits this little mode selector panel, it's very hard to see. As you can see now, only now we can see that nav is actually on, altitude on, and everything. So it's nice to have that little tour guide with us. Unfortunately, we cannot see anyone. 20 miles out. So the altitudes we need to be on the lookout for: 6,300, 6,700, 800. We'll definitely be crossing some high terrain, but we are at 10,000 now, or 10,500, I believe. So we should still be good. So I guess we'll just fly to the airport first. Once we're there, we'll just start descending and circling visually. So for the runway, I think we can expect then to land 3-4. The wind where we left at least was 060. Monument Valley. Alright. So I'm trying not to look at the map too much, you know, like the map here. You know, like where it is that we are. It's nicer to just like try and eyeball it with the systems and give the aircraft a chance, because it's something that you can do with these planes.
Mountain Airport, let me tell you about Navajo Mountain itself. This prominent peak rises to over 10,300 feet and is a sacred site for the Navajo people, known as Nazi-Zan in their language. The mountain has been a spiritual landmark for centuries, featuring in many Navajo stories and traditions. Its isolated location and distinctive dome shape make it a striking feature on the landscape, visible for miles around.
So I think it's this one he's talking about. I'm really liking this. It's so funny to have the tour guide with us, man. It's cool. I wonder if he's going to shit his pants when we make like a really brutal landing. So the airport that we're flying to looks like it has no ATC at all. It's like an uncontrolled airport. Alright, so we're 28.2 nautical miles. I'm expecting around 40 nautical miles for the signal to disappear, which means from then on we basically have to either keep on flying heading, but there might be some winds that will blow us off course. And we can also always fall back to the GPS, but would prefer to not to do that. And Jeff, we are actually flying to the airport called Uniform Tango 25, the Monument Valley. Would you happen to know the airport elevation?
The elevation of Monument Valley Airport, UT25, is 5,192 feet above sea level.
5,192 feet. ASL. Thanks, Jeff. That's useful information. 51902.
You're welcome. If you have any other questions about the area or our route, just let me know.
Well, you just keep it coming, man. We're enjoying the hell out of this.
You're enjoying it. If there's anything specific you're curious about as we fly, just let me know and I'll dive right in with the details.
Well, is there any way for your resources to find out if what the QNH is for our destination airport, Uniform Tango 25?
I'm not able to access real-time QNH altimeter setting information for airports, including UT25. For the most accurate and current QNH, it's best to check with official aviation weather sources or ATIS if available.
So, you were talking about the Navajo mountain, and what can you tell me about the Navajo people who live there?
The Navajo people, or Diné as they call themselves, are the largest federally recognized tribe in the United States and have lived in the Four Corners region for centuries. Their connection to Navajo Mountain is deeply spiritual, and the mountain features prominently in their oral traditions and ceremonies. Many Navajo families still live in the area, practicing traditional sheep herding, weaving, and silversmithing. The Navajo Nation has its own government and laws, and the people here are known for their resilience and strong sense of community.
Let's see if we can up his volume. Well, thank you, Jeff. That was most interesting. We're interested in hearing these kinds of things. Let's see if his volume is a little bit louder now.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. If you have any other questions or want to know more about something we see along the way, just let me know.
Alright, so we're almost at 40 nautical miles, so let's keep an eye on the DME. Hey Jeff, do you maybe know for us if Uniform Tango 9 or no, Uniform Tango 25, our destination airport, if that has a VOR, sorry, if it has an ADF, automated directional finder.
Monument Valley Airport UT25 does not have a VOR or an NDB ADF on the field. Navigation to this airport is typically done visually or by using GPS.
Alright, so we have GPS as a backup. Would you have some visual pointers for us? We are approaching the airport. We're now about 20 nautical miles out, and we're approaching the airport we're heading 072 degrees. I think we're just going to have to use the GPS now. And we'll switch to heading mode.
Absolutely. As we approach Monument Valley Airport from the west, keep an eye out for the iconic sandstone buttes and mesas of Monument Valley itself. They're impossible to miss and serve as excellent visual references. The airport is located just to the east of the most prominent formations, and the runway runs roughly north-south. The airstrip is surrounded by open desert, so once you spot the cluster of red rock formations, you're very close.
And thank you, Jeff. And is it possible for you to say at our current position where the airport is at?
Certainly. Monument Valley Airport UT25 is located just east of the most prominent sandstone formations of Monument Valley, and from our current position it will be ahead of us, nestled in the open desert landscape.
Oh, thank you so much, Jeff. So now that we lost our VOR, or our DME, we have no way of telling how far out we are. Actually here we can see 13 nautical miles if we would follow the GPS, and we could maybe just do that. Let's go back to map. Well, let's just keep going straight and just let's see if we can spot it. maybe just switch back to GPS. And actually here it says the elevation as well, 51902. Desired track 076. And with 10.9 nautical miles out. So this is definitely an interesting landscape to fly to. But since we're on GPS, is this now saying that we... wait, let's see if we can change this. No, it's not saying anything. Okay, disregard. Jeff, do you know the runway heading for runway 34 for Uniform Tango 25?
Runway heading for runway 34 at UT25 is approximately 340 degrees.
Thanks, man. Right. Should be 5 miles out. That might be the runway. So let's start our descent. Autopilot off. Oh wow, not that fast. Okay, so the trim is like extremely sensitive. So that's the airport. Let's not descend at 2,000 feet per minute in an aircraft like this. Okay, so the trim is extremely sensitive. I'm not sure if that's accurate to the plane. The airfield is to our left. Okay, maybe we should not use the trim at all, man. So there's a road, this road here leading right to it. So let's just follow that road. Jeff, is there anything you can tell us about this airport?
Monument Valley Airport, UT-25, is a small public-use airstrip located in Norjato Monument Valley, Utah, and it's known for its stunning proximity to the iconic sandstone buttes of Monument Valley, making it a favorite for pilots seeking breathtaking approaches and departures.
Alright, so let's follow this road here. It should take us right to the airport. So we're about 5 nautical miles out. So field elevation 5,192 feet. So at 8,000 we're about 3,000 feet altitude. Go flaps 1. That looks like an impossible approach. But fortunately we're just a small little aircraft, so we should be good. Let's just keep on descending. Let's drop the landing gear. Damn, man, this has no... How the hell are you going to land on runway 34? Let's get our gear back up. Drop the gear, flaps 2. A little bit high. Okay, we won't be making this. Get up. I had no clue this mountain was going to be
Since we're
there.
right over Monument Valley Airport, let me tell you about the closest city, Oljato Monument Valley. This small community sits within the Navajo Nation and is surrounded by some of the most iconic scenery in the American Southwest. Monument Valley itself has been featured in countless films, especially classic westerns like those directed by John Ford, which helped define the visual language of the genre. The area is home to the Navajo people who have lived here for generations and maintain a deep connection to the land.
So again, the trim on this one is extremely sensitive. Let's go gear down now. Flaps 2. Start our base turn. Flaps full. There's hardly any wind, so it doesn't really matter which direction, fortunately. So welcome to Monument Valley, everybody. Flaps up. That is one dramatic scenery here for sure. Really cool. Well, let's go where the fun people are, so that's a right turn right here. and here we are, parking brake. So this Cessna Skymaster 337. A really cute little plane. And with the high wings, it's very easy to use for spotting and sightseeing, because you won't have the window, you won't have the wing blocking your view from the window right here. As you can see, it's right above you, so it's pretty cute. Alright man, thank you so much for watching everybody, and I will see you all at the next video. Stay cool, bye bye.